What's going on, friends? Meteorologist Jonathan Kagas with you. Just wanted to hop on here real quick and give you an in-storm update as both of our coasts are getting slammed right now. Of course, here is our nor'easter impacting New England. Here is our atmospheric river just plowing right on through California. Major flash flood threat going on throughout the rest of your Tuesday. And this is going to end eventually work its way towards the Mountain West. We're going to break that down real quick. Stick around towards the end of this. We're going to look at the upcoming weekend as well. Major blast of cold in coming in for a lot of the lower 48, so you don't want to miss that. Hey, do me a favor while we transition here, post in the comments what the weather is doing where you are tuning in from. I love the interaction we have. I want to make this channel interactive, so please do me a favor and post what you are seeing out your window. Big nor'easter cranking up. The strongest part of the storm is still yet to come. You see, by 2 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to transition into mainly snow even closer to the coast, and I'll show you a closer look at New England in just a little bit. So as we take this wide view here, I want to take this out a little further in time as we move into Tuesday evening. This is going to be about 6 o'clock Central. Most of the heavy precip has shut off in California. Northern California, we're still getting the very heavy snow. And then for us into Idaho and parts of Oregon, we are transitioning into some of that heavy snow as well, taking this out further in time. You see, we finally quiet things down on the coast, and then we just have some scattered light snow moving into Montana, into western Colorado, into Arizona. It is mainly going to be rain for us. I want to show you the closer view here of our major nor'easter going on, and then we'll kind of go back. This is why it's called weather whiplash. I'm going to give you some of that whiplash as we focus now on the heavy snow, and then we're going to go back into California. As we move into your afternoon, here we go at 2 o'clock. Our main area of low pressure is hanging here. I want you to focus on this little nub, if you will. We have another developing area of low pressure right there, and the two are going to dance with each other. Focus on this one again. It's going to be pulled back towards Cape Cod and the Massachusetts coastline. So here we go. You see that little pirouette. There's our little nub now down here, low number 2, forcing low number 1 back into the coast. Of course, what this means for us is a longer duration of snow into Maine, into Vermont, into New Hampshire, into the western part of Massachusetts as well, as we finally try to get this thing to wind down. Really, as we move into Wednesday morning, this is going to be at about 7 a.m. Wednesday. For the most part, our area of low pressure now moving back out into the North Atlantic, just a few scattered areas of light snow falling into Cape Cod, Maine, parts of New England. The main deal on Wednesday is going to be the wind. You see these isobars, that line of equal pressure. That's those black lines are very strong northerly or northeasterly wind continuing. When those lines are closer together, that means the wind is going to be strong as well. In terms of the snow that is still to come, again, it's not much for Boston. We might end up with about 3 inches. You see us right about there. Still a decent amount of snow to come, likely another foot, give or take, for us in and around western Massachusetts into southern Vermont. As we get towards Albany, New York, another 2 to 4, maybe 5 inches of snow before all is said and done. 1 to 3 for us in northern New Jersey, maybe picking up about a ½ inch to an inch of snow in New York. Again, we were talking about New York. It wasn't going to be a ton, that the crushing snow would be focused on interior New England, again, just west of Boston, with that main event happening right in here. And so far, it's happening just as predicted. Taking you back out west, this is unfortunately also happening just as predicted, but look at the heavy rain. This is again through the next 48 hours. This is the liquid equivalent now. We'll get into the snow in a second, but a widespread 2 to 4 inches of rain in Southern California in the lower elevations. That is going to, in and of itself, be problematic. But one of the main deals with this is, and we talked about it through the last atmospheric river event, was the fact that all of this rain is happening in the lower elevations, where just about a week or two ago, we picked up that heavy low elevation snow. So it is running off as it melts that snowpack as well. In the high Sierras, we can expect 1 to 3 feet of snow. That's additional. And then in the southern Sierras, we're talking about 2 to 4 feet of snow on top of the very historic winter that we've had. Look at that in the lower Sierras again. 571 inches of snow has fallen to date. We are going to eclipse 600 inches when all is said and done with this round of heavy snow that is happening as we speak. All right, I promised a little tease, if you will, since this is a shorter update. Look at this cold coming in our direction. All that purple that you see there on the map is the temperature anomaly at 850 millibars. Again, that's going to be a couple thousand feet above your head, but translates to the surface. This core of the cold, really not much of the country is going to escape it. That's going to include Texas, the West again. That is major cold coming through by the time we move into Saturday and especially on Sunday morning. So that anomaly doesn't mean much if we don't put temperatures to it. Basically, that means by the time you wake up on Sunday, we're talking about 20s getting into North Texas, teens into the Northeast, well below zero through the Mountain West, and then back again into the upper Midwest as March, the middle of March, is behaving a lot like February should. Now, this is something that we talked about in a video in early February. If you don't believe me, click that little thing that pops up there, that little card there. We talked that we would likely see a big blast of cold come in as we transition from February into March. And here it is. And again, there is no signs that this cold is letting up as we move over the next 7 to 10 days.